If you're a student or beginner music producer trying to build a professional quality setup without blowing your budget, this video is for you. Welcome back to RAC, where we talk all things audio production and sound. I'm going to walk you through a complete home studio gear list for under $1,000 Canadian, featuring clean, reliable gear that sounds pro. We'll cover the interface, microphone, headphones, MIDI controller, accessories, and a few DAW options, both subscription and free. Hi, I'm Dariana Everett. I'm a singer, songwriter, producer, and RAC grad. Let's go. First up, the interface. And I chose the Universal Audio Volt 2. In my opinion, this is one of the best entry-level interfaces on the market. You get clean preamps and really solid converters, along with an analog vintage mode that adds an 1176 style compression, warmth on the way in. It's perfect for vocals, guitars, synths, and future-proof enough to grow with you. So, number 2, we have a microphone. For the microphone, I chose the Lewitt LCT 240 Pro. It is an absolute standout at this price range. It's bright, clean, and detailed, ideal for vocalists, voiceovers, or acoustic instruments. When paired with the Volt 2, it gives you a clean, polished, modern sound without a need for a huge amount of processing. The other option is to look at used microphones. You have to be careful, but that's another option you can do. Number 3, headphones. So with the headphones, I went with the Audio-Technica ATH M50X. So the ATH M50X are a budget studio staple. Once you know them, they're neutral enough for mixing and they isolate enough for vocal tracking. They're comfortable enough for long sessions, which is kind of essential for when you're doing this as a job or as your hobby or studying it. You're going to be in your headphones for hours, so you need to be able to wear them for a very long time. These ones are very comfortable. Honorable mention in second place was the Sony MDR 7506. I use these ones for tracking my vocals when I'm recording. I know them very, very well, so that helps. And I could mix in them if I was stuck and I didn't have my other mixing headphones that I use. So yeah, those would be my second choice. Number 4, MIDI controller. For the MIDI controller, I chose the Kai MPK Mini. I believe it's the MK3 version. Akai is known for their legendary gear. They did the MPCs, which were pretty legendary. If you're any beat maker or producer, you probably know what an MPC is. But this MIDI controller kind of does everything you need it to do. It has a little drum pad on it. It's lightweight. You can play. It's easy to use, easy to set up, looks cool, good value for your dollar. You can often find these used, so do check out Facebook Marketplace and or any sort of Craigslist, whatever you have to buy resale stuff. Sometimes Reverb has resale of gear. Even your music stores, like in Montreal, we have Steve's Music or Long McQuaid. Both of those sometimes offer used gear as well. Another option you could do is on your hunt for secondhand gear. What I would do if I had the space and I wasn't worried about too much space, I would get myself an older little like Casio e-piano of sorts. There are a whole bunch of them, and you can usually find those for like about 100, maybe 150, which is roughly the budget of the Akai controller. And what's cool about that is you'd actually get a synth at the same time. Sometimes if it's just the MIDI cable, you'll have to get a USB converter cable. Those cost like $15 on Amazon. That's another option too. I would probably do that if I were starting, but if you wanted just like a small, easy produce situation, I'd go for the little controller. That one's a good one. So let's talk about DAWs, your digital audio workstation where everything comes together. Here are 4 budget-friendly options depending on your workflow. Studio One Plus. Studio One Plus gives you the full pro version of Studio One, plus plugins, instruments, and mastering tools. It's clean, it's powerful, and it's great for full song production and recording vocals. So the other one that you have is Ableton Live. They have a rent-to-own model, which is pretty cool, where you can pay the full price of the software over 6 to 12 months. So it makes it more affordable rather than just like dumping a whole bunch of money right off the bat. So Ableton Live is amazing for beat makers, producers, songwriters even. I know a lot of songwriters don't use it as much, but it is great. It's super fast for just getting your ideas out. It's CPU friendly. And a lot of things, if you have like a subscription for Splice and or Lander or other subscriptions, sometimes they include a light version in that. So do check your subscriptions. So I definitely would would recommend. This would be my recommendation is Ableton. So the other option is Pro Tools Artist. So that's a subscription that you can pay monthly and you get access to Pro Tools. It's a small upfront fee to be able to access it. You can get I think it's Pro Tools Standard as well, which is more expensive, but it still gives you access to more tracks. So that might be beneficial depending on your needs. I think it is very handy. I got Pro Tools when it was perpetual license. So it's a different era now, subscription model, less into it. But that being said, it still is great because you have access to, I think, a bunch of their plugins when you get the subscription model. And yeah, and I love Pro Tools. So definitely that is another option. It's really, really great DAW to use. CPU heavy though, so be mindful of that. So if you need free options, there's GarageBand, Audacity, and Cakewalk by BandLab. Cakewalk by BandLab gives you pro level features with $0 paid down because it is free. So that is also a really good option. Also, if you have like an iPad or even your phone, if you have an iPhone, maybe even Android phones, there are a lot of really cool different apps you can get. I can do a whole video on cool production apps. I think that would be such a fun video to do. If you think that's interesting, please let me know in the comments down below. I'd be super happy to do that because now that I've just had this idea, I kind of want to do it. So you'll need some basic studio accessories. You'll probably need a mic stand, pop filter, cable. There are really good basic kits that you can find on Amazon that will give you a mic stand, pop filter, and cable all in one. I found some for like 30 bucks. I've found some for like $200. So in between, I put the budget for that at around $100 Canadian. You can easily find stuff within that. I have some suggestions if you want specific things. It depends on the microphone model that you choose. But yeah, you could potentially choose a whole bunch of stuff. There's even one I found with a vocal cage behind it. So that was really cool. I'll include the links of everything I mentioned in the description down below, except for the stuff that's like Facebook Marketplace and eBay. You'll be able to do that research depending on where you live. I don't know where you live. Okay, guys, well, that's it for this video. The total cost of that is around 900 Canadian dollars. But that being said, if you're a student, when buying plugins or gear, companies often offer student discounts. So be sure to write in and do your research on that because you can often get things for cheaper. As you notice, I didn't include any monitors. I chose not to include those because one, I think it's really important that you invest in really good monitors, and two, placement of monitors is important. So I thought of doing two other videos for that. So we could do a video where it would break down 3 different tiers of monitors and my suggestions for each of those tiers, as well as a video on studio monitor placement, because that's like a whole thing. And I know I started talking about acoustics a bit. I started talking about how monitors and speakers work. I think that that could tie in well with that. Anyway, we're also going to be continuing along with the artist identity series that I've been working on. So we have some fun videos coming up. Be sure to submit your stuff for the next live song critique. That will be to dariana.listentomytrack@gmail.com. Please include your name, what your song name is, what you've been dealing, like the problems with it, and any sort of feedback in particular that you'd like on it. If you had problems with your low end, if you're having problems coming up with a cool drop. It was loads of fun the last 2 times. I'm really excited to continue this series, so be sure to submit your tracks for that. That'll be happening in, I think, about a month or so, but I will put little notes, and in the next video, I'll announce the next date. And if you like this video, please feel free to like, share, and subscribe. We come out with new content all the time, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.